Hey everybody, welcome in that new video tutorial which explains how to install the right procedural plugins version for your rendering engine within Golaem. So please notice that this strategy only applies for Golaem 8 and above versions because we've been changing the way it works from that version here. So I'm gonna press OK here, and when I pressed render on my scene, I couldn't get any characters. And whenever this happens, one good thing to do is to use the render checker, which is here, and we can see from the render checker that there's that red cross which tells us there's an error. So I can open this, and it's analyzed the scene for me and let me know exactly what's wrong. So here we can see that especially one line tells no, and that line tells this version of Arnold is supported, no. And we can see we've got additional data which tell us that it requires manual install. Check details in the script editor. So please notice that here I'm using Arnold 4.2, M2A 4.2. And we need to jump into the script editor. So I'm going to roger that, go into the script editor and see what's on. So we've got the Golaem render checker data. We have a version, once again, I'm using Arnold 4.2 within Golaem 8. The installed version directory is Golaem directory procedurals Arnold 6.0. Okay. Supported versions of renderer are 4.0, 4.1. And here we can see that 4.2 is not in the list. So renderer compatibility status, almost good. You need to install the alternate rendering plugin, see below. Okay, so let's jump below. We can see that now we've got the alternate version directory, which is the same than here, but at the end, rather than having 6.0, we've got 6.2. The supported version of the renderer are 4.2, and before it was 4.0 and 4.1. So please edit the Golaem module file or the renderer environment variables values to add support for alternate renderer version. So now we've got the data about the module file. So the Golaem module path, we are looking for a file called glamcrowd.mod, and it's apparently stored here. So let me provide a quick word about the module file. So modules are Maya files which are used by third-party plugins to details where are its dependencies. So you know, the procedural rendering plugins, the shaders, third-party libraries that the plugin needs to run. So apparently what we need is to change that mod file. So let me also maybe speak about the new architecture that we are having. So from Golaem 8, now the rendering plugins are stored into per version directories. I can jump into the procedurals directory, which contains all the rendering plugins for all the rendering engines we support. And with Arnold now, so we've got Arnold, Manta Ray, Redshift, RenderMan, V-Ray, Guerrilla. So I can jump into Arnold, and now we can see we've got a 6.0 directory and a 6.2 directory. So 6.0 have a plugin, and you know, if you pay attention to what I've been detailing earlier, 6.0 contained the plugin for M2A 4.0 and 4.1, and 6.2 is containing the plugin for 4.2. Also, this is data that you can get from the release notes. So you can go into the documentation on our website, go into the release notes section, and for your versions, you can jump into this, go at the end of the release notes, and you can see that by default, we support Arnold M2A 4.0X, 4.1X, K2A 3.0, and it's stored into the /6.0 directory. And we can see that it's we also support, but it must be manually installed. The 4.2 plugin, it's stored into /6.2. So you can also get that data from here if you need it. Great. So what about that module file that we need to edit? So it's listed here. So we can go into that directory here. So let's go there, go into the Explorer. And if I copy paste the same path that I'm having here, I can see I'm having the glamcrowd.mod file. I can edit this with any text editor, and I can see how it looks like the module file for Golaem. So there are multiple lines, and the one we're interested in are the one which contains Arnold within it. So you can see we've got something called M2A extensions path, which is stored into extensions, Arnold 6.0. Then we've got Arnold procedural path, which is stored in procedurals, Arnold 6.0. And then we've got the shaders, which are stored within the Arnold plugin path, within shaders, Arnold 6.0. So what we need to do here is to edit that directory, say to Maya that we don't want to use the 6.0 directory, we want to use the 6.2 directory instead. And you can see we've got similar stuff for other rendering engine. If you are using RenderMan, you need to change only that line here. If you are about to use V-Ray, you can just edit those two lines there, here and there. And if you use Redshift, you just have to edit, once again, the directory within those two lines there. So, okay, that's great. So let's edit those variables here. So I'm going to say, now I want to use the 6.2. So I'm able to load the 4.2 directory. And I'm going to save, and I'm going to restart Maya. So let's open Maya once again. And actually it's already there. And when you open that new session of Maya within the module file, which is already fixed, now you can see that within the render checker you get you don't get that red cross anymore. You get that green checker, and the checker now tells you that this version of Arnold is supported, so that's a yes. And within the script editor we can see that the installed version directory is Arnold 6.2, and the supported version renderer are 4.2. The rendering compatibility status are good, nothing to do. So that's all great. Just a quick word, if you're not using module files, if you are within a studio, we also list into the script editor the environment variables that you need to edit with the right name. Those are exactly the same. So Arnold plugin path, M2 extension path, Arnold procedural path, those are exactly the same than the one which are listed into the mod file here. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope that helps, and see you into the next one.